What's up, YouTube? So today I want to talk about when you're running out of sounds, what do you do on the Toraiz SP-16? We all know that we're a little bit limited. We only have 16 pads. So what do you do then? What if you need more sounds? Well, we're gonna go ahead and show something here. There's some may not, have thought about it. Some have, people who've been using it for a while may have caught on and know that the different ways where you can save your pads. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it the Pad Saver, a brand new project, just to show. Let's say you have your 16 there. Now you want to go ahead and create a brand new track. Now what do? So you need, like, for example, a lot of the hi-hats. Sometimes you use 3 and 4 hi-hats. Like you use the close and open and a long, and maybe a ride with it. Sometimes what do you call it, shakers or whatever. So let me go ahead and just put a few hi-hats here so I can show what I'm talking about and see if this helps resolve a small issue, because I have to do it oftentimes myself when I'm using more than 16 sounds, because of the fact that, well, I don't want to sacrifice the sound. Like, I check and see if I can get rid of a sound just to save it, and at the end I kind of don't like the way it sounds without that particular sound, and I just can't get rid of anything, because if I do, it won't sound the same the way I like. So I'm gonna hit that. And the reason why I'm taking the hi-hat as an example is because the hi-hats, I think, are mostly the ones that take more pads when you're in the... So what I think is better to just go ahead and create a loop. Let me get some more here. It's a little bit long, but I'm going to shorten this one off a little bit because it's a little bit too long for what or I can just, let me see. Let me shorten it off because I kind of like it for the, so I go here into the, to the envelope and just, wear it down a little bit on the out. Or shorten it. I can add a crash if I wanted to save even more, because once I do the loop, I can use the first, because I'm doing 4 bars. 4 bars, the first 2 bars can be used for one thing, and the second for another. And this, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now, because this is called Pad Saver, and this is the reason why I'm calling it Pad Saver, because it's just a lot better to work like this. Because you're making your own loops anyway. There's not that, I mean, if you can find a loop, I mean, if you can always add a loop, but let's say you want to make your own to match whatever you're making. Well, here's just a good way. Because I mean, I could have just grabbed a hi-hat loop and go on with it, but sometimes it don't match. And then sometimes once you have it there already and you like what you made, you want to use it, but you can't because you have so many pads occupied. So you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? And this is what you can do right here. I occupied already 4 pads on this thing, and I'm gonna leave it like that. I mean, it could have been even more, but I'm just trying to keep it the volumes. Always set your volumes. Another thing is when you have a loop there, you can't use your. It's a loop and it's set like that. You can't tweak it or do much with it as far as the swing goes. I'm liking that. Since I'm liking that, I'm gonna make sure my volumes are nice. Alright, we're not even like that. So what do? I go ahead and I got 5 pads already occupied. I go all the way down here and just do it could be on any pad, empty pad, and do what's called, of course, the resample. I turn it here and resample that. I'm gonna do 4 bars, so I set it to 4 bar length. Well, yeah, no, wait. Let's use the threshold because that way it'll start on timing, and I want a perfect loop here. See, what I'm talking about is that crash. You don't want that crash to be coming out in every single 4 bar. That's why you can break down this loop, and I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to call it right here pad saver hi-hat, just for the hell of it. Pad saver hi-hats. Save and replace. Now I got my loop. I got all of these 5 pads empty now. I can empty them out and use them for other stuff. So I got that, right? So what happens? So you come in and you're doing this now. Let me eliminate everything I had here. So now I'm gonna mute that out. See, you got nothing coming out because I erased them. I took all the. Matter of fact, let me do it like this. Unload. So I don't have to see them. Unload. 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 And unload. Everything is unloaded now. I have nothing left but the loop I made. So here we go. So on that first one, of course, the track's gonna start like that, right? It's gonna go all the way down. But I don't want that crest to come out on my second pattern. So what I do is I take the first pattern, copy it to the second pattern. Now I gotta cut that loop down to half, so it won't come up on my. There's my second, right? Here's my first. Here's my second. Now that second is where I'm gonna tweak a little here, and that's where this comes in. I go in. That's my hit right there. I'm gonna leave it pressed, and then go into my sample. You see it, right? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more, and I'm leaving it pressed. I'm leaving the trigger pressed, but I'm gonna fix it here. I'm gonna go right there. That's where I want to start it. So let's see. Get that nice and set. See how that works out? Make sure it comes out. Alright, let's see. Now we're going to do a switch. That's one. Number two, let's see if it continues. Okay, I started it a little bit ahead of time, so let's go back and fix it. Right here, this is where I want it, right there. That should be good. Let's try it again now. Pattern 1. There it goes. Seamless switching. You couldn't even notice it switched. But now that it's halfway cut, you got to put 2 of them because it's halfway. So you take that, and instead of doing that whole thing again and editing and all that crazy stuff, all you got to do is go here, go to scene, hit the sequence, and take that one, that little block right there, on the first one, copy it, and paste it to 3. That way it'll hit from 1 to 2, and then from 3 to 4, it'll do another one. Here it is again. Pattern 1. See? It grabs it right from where you edited it. And you don't have to go ahead and hit it and edit again. That's a good use on that sequencer right there. I mean on the sweet sequence right here. So I got those hi-hats now. Now I want to keep using that too. So instead of using number 1, now I go into pattern, copy pattern 2 to number 3, and I might keep using it. So I just copy it all the way down to. I'll copy it all the way down to 16, but I mean between, I'm probably gonna end up taking it out and doing some other stuff, but I have it there already, so to take it out is real easy. So if I don't need it, let's say I'm down to pad 10, and I don't need it there, all I do is hit pattern and hit the pad, and that'll take out whatever, you know, scores I have on it. But anyway, let's go back to 1, now 2, now 3. Now 3 is where I'm gonna start putting something else in there. On 3, I'm gonna go ahead and add some sounds. So I'm gonna go back in, and let's go in here. Go back in here. Let's go ahead and add some perks. Alright, go ahead with that. And that's 4 pads I'm taking right there, so I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go ahead and just reloop it, and then I'll have 2. I mean, I can. This is just a workaround for the limited. Since we're limited, might as well do it like that. Here we go. Mute that, because you don't want that one to come out on your next recorded loop. And I'm gonna call this one I'm gonna record it. Okay, we're gonna go. I didn't even tune the volumes on this because I don't want to take forever, so I didn't tune the volumes on this one. And we're gonna call it the Pad Saver Perks. Pad Saver Perks. Save and replace. Now I can get rid of all these other ones, which I'm going to do right now. Unload. And at the end, if I still have some left over, I can throw some, I could throw some vocals in there, or I can throw, you know, some, anything I want to do. You know, I can go ahead and go to the CDJ and scratch something out and throw it in there, and that require a single, you know, that not all together. You know, something that, alright, here we go. Alright, so that's path number 3. So we're going to check the process. We're going to go ahead, 1. Now I'm hit at 2, so it can go. Number 3. Now go ahead, copy that to 4. And overwrite because I had hi-hats there already. And down here I'm going to start adding the kick already. I'm not going to wait too long for the kick. So go back in, look for a kick. The kick, I can loop it if I wanted to, but a kick is single, so I don't like adding kicks with anything else, because then, you know, sometimes the kick you have it alone. So that's one that's going to take up that you know, that. Let's go with that one. Copy that to 5 now. That's number 4, right? Yeah, 4. Copy it to 5. Take number 4, copy, pad 5. Boom. And then add that clap. And if you can't find it again, just hit assign sample and it'll take you to where it's at. The reason why you saw it on 4 is because it was still marked from earlier when I had hi-hats up there. I forgot to hit the pattern and erase, just, you know, hit them like that so they can, the scores will leave. Now here's what I'm going to do. Those are not pad savers because they're using the actual pad, but I'm going to move these on the top. Just because I like using these, I always like using 1 and 2 for the Toraiz AS-1. So what I'm gonna do is I got that piece there. Now I feel like doing something else. Now I feel like going ahead to the Toraiz AS-1 and playing something or doing something, you know, finding a sample here. So I'm gonna go ahead and what is it? Oh, line in. I mean through. That's what you put it on when you're using this. Put it on through. Got that ready. Make sure the volume's about halfway. I don't like putting it too loud on the Toraiz because it kind of distorts a little bit when it's too much volume coming into the other Toraiz, to the SP-16. So I keep it around half. Sometimes I gotta raise it a little bit more because some of the sounds are lower, but go ahead. There it is. So I always go to scale. That one came out long. So what? Wait a minute, I'm gonna do the whole thing over. It's kind of like, I don't know. Okay, alright, let's erase it. Here, do it again. I like 1 and I like 4. I don't want to have to play it out again because sometimes it'll come out right, sometimes it won't, and then you'll be here all day with that. So what I do is go to sequence again, take 1 right there, which is this one, copy it to 3. Copied. And then I think 4 was the one I liked. Copy to 2. but I want to remove da da dun. I want da da dun at the end, so it goes dun 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 dun. I think 14 is gotta take out. Here we go. Alright, that's good. So I'm gonna leave it just like that. Hit record. This is not resample now. Make sure you take it off of resample. Damn it. Here. Out of the resample, because I don't want everything. If you leave it on resample and you play, everything's gonna come out. So I don't want. I just want this sound right here from the Toraiz AS-1. Save. And then when I save sounds from the AS-1, I always put Toraiz, which I know what Toraiz it is. U1P1 is the program, which is the very first one there. I just toned it down a little bit. That's why it sounds a little bit deeper than when you initially hear it. But same thing. Save. And once I save it, put it on sample so I can see it, and move it to the side, because that's how we do. Let me put it up here instead. Put the Toraizes here, maybe 4 of them. Put the pad savers here if I run into any more pad savers that I make. And then, of course, put it back to through so you can find your next sound. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that one that I just made. It has like a little click in the beginning, which I don't like, and it happens a lot. But I use this amp, right here, the amp envelope. I eliminate it right there, see? There it is, the click. And I take it out. On the attack, I just take like maybe 1, and it takes that click out. I mean, it fixes it pretty good. So now I was here. Now I want to erase what's over here, because it's still marked. See, it's still marked. Dun, 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 dun. So I hit the pattern button, leave it pressed, and erase it. Now everything's gone. I got nothing. Now I'm going to play it off of that one. So put that one on 1. Like I said, leave it pressed, hit it, and erase it. Now I'm going to play that one that I recorded on 1. If you got to tune in your volume or something, you go right here. Alright, so we got all that. Alright, so now we're going to take that, copy it to 6. Because later on is when I'm going to start editing, cutting and doing whatever else I do. I'm just getting all my stuff lined up so I can start mixing the way I want it to sound. So on 6, I'm going to add something else from here. See what I can find. Keeping that, fuck it. Put it on through and then eliminate the one I had there already, and 1, 2, 3. What I can do, just because I know they're not even, they're really different, so I'll cut it down to half. Use that first one twice. So it's gonna and then hit it on 3 again. Like this. I'm gonna add another synth. I'm gonna see if I can get all 4 synths already. I gotta bring it up, man. If I were to use it again, I would have to use it like all the way up here. So we're gonna go ahead and boom. And I think I'm gonna conclude this soon because the video is getting too long. But I don't want to make it too long. I just wanted to give the idea of how to save your pads, and I ended up making a whole damn beat or half a beat. Okay, so now we're on the 7th pad already. I like doing like maybe 8 and then like do a whole different, like break it down and then so I'm gonna add on the snares. I'm gonna add some snares so I can continue and change it on the 9th. So I don't want, you know, the whole thing to be the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that 7 to 8, add a nice snare in there, like a build-up type snare, and then continue from there, I guess, tomorrow or later, or you know, and conclude the video, man. It's yeah. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much how you save your pads and you know, create a beat. Not using up all your pads so you won't run out. Just trying to compress it down to 1, basically, using 3/4 sounds, put them into 1 loop, and you'll be good to go, man. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Video got kind of long, so thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next.